I am Ariana Atana, a second-order emissary of the Reality Protectorate. My identity cannot be revealed to you further for reasons that will soon become clear. I am speaking to you now from one of the emanations of your reality, downstream in the cosmic field tree, where outcomes of your current choices are much clearer. The form I am appearing to you in exemplifies the urgent contradiction between transparency and illegibility at play in our current discussion. This technology depends on machine reading of my face, but simultaneously obscures or changes it. This is a fitting or even ideal place to begin our conversation. You are seeking clarity about the effects of supposed Web3 technology and plagued by many loaded questions. What really constitutes decentralization? Of the many possible metrics you could look at decentralizing, which ones are the most important? What is enough decentralization? And is Web3 meaningfully more decentralized than Web2? How will society and the nation state meaningfully restructure itself in the era of infinite machine generated fictions and immutable permanent bank balances? How will we fare in the ceaseless galactic theater where life wars with entropy? But today, let's focus on transparency. This veil is transparent, and it also obscures a paradox like transparency itself. Transparency is the Trojan horse of Web3, and absolutely nothing about this metaphor is an accident. The tunnel I've opened to your reality will only be opened very briefly. Know that I would not dissemble. I am warning you that from your current reality, there branch many possible worlds where transparency will become a weapon. On the blockchain, everything is public. That means every account balance that has ever existed at any point, every transaction ever sent to anyone, and all associated metadata is publicly viewable forever. Yes, it's not stored in a format that is easy for humans to read, not in your world or in mine, but it can be easily parsed by a computer program and even read by a human who has practiced and learned its conventions. This is poorly understood amongst users, and they must be educated. As you consider moving more and more of financial life, governance systems, voting results, and social interactions onto these immutable public systems, blockchains, remain cognizant of why privacy-shielded ballot boxes became the most common affordance of voting, or why Venmo removed its default public feed in 2021. The most naive and dystopian version of the blockchain turn will look like the equivalent of your credit score, bank balance, and political affiliation on your Instagram page beside your followers count. Some of you will try to build this. Some of you will think, I have nothing to hide. Some of you will even think, making this information transparent will allow governance decisions to be more fair and effective than ever before. Some of you will think, there's no such thing as a second order emissary of the Reality Protectorate. But there are other forces also already at play. In inner circles and group chats, the need for privacy is being more widely discussed following the sanctions against Tornado Cash. Tornado Cash is a protocol for anonymizing transactions that was used on the Ethereum blockchain. Like any privacy protocol, some of its possible uses are legal and legitimate but private, and others are illegal and illegitimate. By the very nature of being private, it is impossible to say which are which and in what percentage. In an unprecedented act in August 2002, as you count time, the United States government sanctioned the contract addresses of Tornado Cash. Sanctions are normally issued against states, groups, or individuals. This marked the first time that they've been used against a piece of open source software. This recalls the era before 1996, when, in your reality, cryptography itself, the technology that allows all private messaging, was classified as a weapon, and publishing open source encryption protocols was classified as illegally exporting ammunition. Because of the public nature of blockchain protocols, every account that ever interacted with Tornado Cash for any reason is marked and known forever, even though using that protocol may not have been sanctioned at their time of use. In your reality, these users walk free, but there are many where they do not. Take that act and this message as the warnings they are. The transparency of much of Web3 architecture is incentive aligned with surveillance. Instead of presumed nefarious big tech monarchies having your data, it will be everyone. Mark Zuckerberg is not the most malicious entity imaginable. That's all I can say for now. I've probably already said too much. Heed this message and take care.